In this episode, we're off to space and taking a look at NASA's first pollution maps. But before takeoff, a lawsuit. The U.S. Department of Justice just sued SpaceX, alleging that the company engaged in discriminatory hiring practices against refugees and asylum seekers. The suit says that these practices occurred between 2018 and 2022, and that SpaceX wrongly claimed that export control laws limited it to hiring U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents. The DOJ began its investigation in 2020 when the department's Immigrant and Employee Rights section received complaints of employee discrimination. Kristen Clark, Assistant Attorney General of the DOJ's Civil Rights Division, said in a statement that the investigation found that SpaceX failed to fairly consider or hire asylees and refugees because of their citizenship status, going on to say that this amounted to a ban regardless of their qualifications. This is a violation of federal law. The investigation also found that SpaceX recruiters and high-level officials took actions that actively discouraged these people from seeking employment with the company. The DOJ lawsuit seeks damages and back pay for asylees and refugees who were deterred or denied employment at SpaceX. It also seeks civil penalties and hiring policy changes from the company. The Immigrant and Employee Rights section, IER, even alleges that SpaceX ignored a subpoena related to the suit in 2021, forcing the DOJ to request a judge order the company to comply with document requests. The IER opened this probe in 2020 after claimant Fabian Hutter alleged discrimination after losing a spot at SpaceX when asked about his citizenship status during a job interview. It's requesting other alleged victims to come forward and contact the department, particularly if they were discouraged from applying to SpaceX due to citizenship concerns. Is this the only Elon Musk-led company facing legal troubles regarding hiring practices and employee treatment? Of course not. The self-proclaimed techno king of Tesla faced penalties when a federal court found that Musk made unlawful threats surrounding employee compensation and unions. There's also a suit making its way through the New York courts that alleges Musk and Tesla fired workers in retaliation for union activity. Another big suit alleged a racist work environment at Tesla, which was recently settled for just over $3 million. Employees recently sued Twitter/X after Musk led mass layoffs. The list goes on and on for the man who used to repeatedly state that he simply wants to save the world. Nowadays, he spends most of his time issuing controversial posts on X and being investigated for building literal glass houses using Tesla company funds. NASA has published the first maps from its new space-based pollution instrument, TEMPO, Tropospheric Emissions Monitoring of Pollution. Although you won't be shocked to learn it reveals higher pollution rates in metropolitan areas, the tool can help scientists better study North American air quality on an hourly basis. Neighborhoods and communities across the country will benefit from TEMPO's game-changing data for decades to come, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson wrote in a press release today. The instrument, which launched in April and orbits at 22,000 miles above the equator, can help scientists better study the health impacts of pollutants at the neighborhood scale. It can take hourly measurements, providing insights into the effects of rush hour traffic, smoke, and ash from forest fires, and how fertilizer affects farm country. The tool measures sunlight bounced off the Earth's surface, atmosphere, and clouds. Gases in the atmosphere absorb the sunlight, and the resulting spectra are then used to determine the concentrations of several gases in the air, including nitrogen dioxide, NASA explained. NASA says it will share its data with partner agencies, including the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Since taking the first measurements earlier this month, teams have been busy checking and calibrating the satellite's systems ahead of regular hourly operations kicking off in October. NASA views the data as a boon in its quest to reach the Biden administration's climate goals. The instrument beamed back its first images on August 2nd, showing the I-95 corridor in the Northeast, New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. areas, a slice of the South, Central and Eastern Texas stretching to New Orleans, and a section of the Southwest, Los Angeles to Las Vegas. As expected, the maps reveal heavy nitrogen dioxide density over cities and their suburban sprawl. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Lawrence Bonk and Will Shanklin and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.